I'm just a streaming dirtbag, baby. Come to my live stream, don't say maybe. It never ends till you go crazy. I'm just a streaming dirtbag, baby. Come to my live stream, don't say maybe. It never ends till you go crazy. Thank you, Uncle Remus. Thank you, Wesley. And thank you, everybody who came. Now, that's a franchise I'd watch.
How are you supposed to get as big as any?
It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Dream. Hopefully he doesn't log in and mine start making fun of us.
Well, if he does, you gotta bring the mine. You know
That's the name of his channel, BJ Odyssey.
Yeah.
Space.
Big B, little J, space, Odyssey.
I'm like,
Here, it's right there. Look behind that speaker.
Sounds like they've been drinking.
Let's see his name. I think it says DJ. But
Son of a bitch!
son of a bitch!
Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna really mess with.
So wait. Josh.
What?
Josh.
I'm gonna
Is
mess
Big
with
Turd in the room with us?
Oh, he's wearing a Grinch outfit. Very nice. So, very, very nice, DJ. Have you been drinking? You just gonna point? That's gonna be your whole stream? It's just pointing? So, here we go. Now what's he doing? Oh, so he's got a turd hat. Very, very classy. Very classy. Well, while they're trying to figure out what to do, hi everybody. Obviously, Michael J. Crawford here. The two losers behind me.
Still say you need a Cindy Lou Who outfit.
Sci-Fi wants a Cindy Lou Who outfit for DJ. DJ's putting a turd on his head. Obviously, the two of them have been...
Yes.
Nice turd head.
AT is streaming you, DJ. Mr.
I
Sci-Fi
know.
Head.
All right, so let's kill that sound. Otherwise, it'll just take all night. So Resolute was first. Good to see you. Bradley says, up all. Valor says, Mr. Miles is first. Well, of course, Mr. Miles is always first. Bird of Prey says, Kapla. Surf Trektronics says that he wants the Dot and Tard short. I don't think that's what it's called, but I think I know which one you're talking about. Let me get that closed out, because otherwise that's going to break my brain trying to keep up with that. Valor says, how you doing? I'm hanging in there, my friend. Whoops, and that's playing? How did that get playing? That shouldn't be. Let me go. Where's that? Oh, goodness. Pause. Get that back. And let me check this one, see if it's, yeah, it's playing too, so we'll pause that. All right. Let's see. Josh Street says, your evil streaming views, stealing viewers from DJ and Sci-Fi. That was not intentional, but come on. I stream about this time pretty much every night. Please, no more singing. Hey, that's Bird of Prey is fine. You know, that's his best singing, man. And there's DJ saying, son of a bitch, you're stealing my viewers, even though obviously he's still streaming, so it must not be that bad. Alice says, definitely not the first, but still here. Well, good to see you anyway, Alice. Ozzy says, the Expanse new season just dropped. I'm gonna probably watch the first episode of that after this live stream with Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Lisa Anti-Trekker isn't playing the Naked Aunt May super chat. That's true. Daniel is here, says, hello, Anti-Trekker, what's up? Well, we're gonna do one of those short treks, kind of a live reaction to it. I haven't decided which one, though. There's 2 new ones. So, yeah, I just didn't want to know. I didn't know which one. Valor wants to know if I've ever heard of Middle Point, Ohio. I have not. Kronos is laughing. Trouble time. Son of a bitch, says Kronos. Yeah, they do. There be alcohol there. Yeah, they're definitely, I think, yeah. Commander Sutter says, oh no, I've had my bottle of bourbon ready for the stream. It's an empty bottle since I'm at work. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you bring your punching bag? You're going to need it. I always have the punching bag nearby, especially when we're talking about watching a short trek. Because, you know, I've heard that it's actually from people that have watched them, that they're not that bad. So we'll see. We'll see. Rock Salt says we need to have a discussion on the Dot short trek. They stole yet another idea. Well, that's not a shocker. I mean, come on, Rock Solid. How many ideas have they stolen? And Daniel's talking about, if you love Smallville, check Discord. New scene with Tom Welling, Clark Kent, and Smallville, and his Earth. His Earth is 167. Daniel, I know you are so excited about this Crisis thing, but you know, I'll probably watch it eventually, but I'm not like jumping out of my pants excited for it. And so that's just, yeah. And then Thomas says, gift now ad. Not sure what you mean. 30 watching with 14 likes, 1 dislike. Well, somebody doesn't like me. That must have been DJ. And Indy Tiger put $10 into the chat. Thank you so much. Just found out I passed the professional engineering exam today. Congratulations, Indy Tiger. That is awesome. I could probably never pass that exam, so good job. So now, Indy is officially a professional engineer. Whereas up until now, you were at
Hello, world.
amateur engineer, right? At least that's what I would assume. Let's see. Josh says, no, just recap the trek. No more torture birds, torture. All I can take one day. Well, I haven't watched it yet, Josh. That's the thing. When I do these, and now granted, I'm not going, you know, so when this time they stole from Pixar. Oh, well, what else is new? Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. How you doing? They stole from E.T. as well. E.T. How could they have stolen from E.T.? And Mom Prey is on DJ stream. Well, what the heck is Bird? You need to get your mom, you know, over here. Do we need to call him Mr. Indy now or Chief? Do we need to call Mr. Indy now or Chief? I'm not sure what you mean there, Rock Solid. But Indy is now a professional engineer. So, He invited her. Oh, I see. So, yeah, Mama Pray just doesn't. I don't know what's going on now. Of course, now I'm getting a freaking phone call. Just what I need. All right, hold on, guys. And, yeah, I'll find something for you to watch.
Hello, world.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
And the thing muted again. Man, I am just having a rough day. I'm telling. Thank you, Joe, for sending me that message. So, I don't know what is going on with. Let me go back over here and see if I can. Is that working? All right, turn that off. Good. And now that is playing again. I am just like want to quit today. I tell you, I'm done. All right, let's rewind. All right, so now let me get back to the chat, and then we'll talk about this short trek in just a minute. So Daniel's saying if I've seen Birds of Prey. I remember the show back in 2003. I didn't watch it much back then. I thought it was kind of lame. But yeah, I vaguely remember the show. Valor says, if you don't see it, I'll point it out. Okay. R.I.P. Earth 203. Well, that sucks for them, I suppose. And Jaeger put $2 in and says, wish Drunk 3PO a happy birthday. It is Drunk 3PO's happy birthday. I had no idea. So if Drunk 3PO sees this, happy birthday, my friend. And I hope that you are doing well. And then there's everybody realizing that I pulled a bird. Yeah, I'm telling you, I am having such a freaking rough day. Actually, this shouldn't be a yellow turd. It should be a red one, but I just haven't had the energy to change it. And you guys heard the conversation. Yeah, so it muted at the wrong time, and yeah, whatever. I'm getting mad. Cinnabon says hi. How you doing, Cinnabon? Cinnabon had a really weird stream today where we got to watch him walking through Target. And so as he was shopping for presents for dogs or something. But good to see you, Cinnabon. And Bird of Prey puts $2 in, says, in celebration of Frank Sinatra's birthday. I did not. Is today Frank Sinatra's birthday? I didn't know. So I'll tell you what, Bird, my favorite Frank Sinatra. I'm not a fan of Frank Sinatra. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I used to love Joe Piscopo's Frank Sinatra on Saturday Night Live, and it's funny because me and Mrs. Anti-Checker, whenever we hear the song Silent Night, we think of Joe Piscopo's Frank Sinatra singing Silent Night. And so for those of you that don't know, on the Gumby Christmas special, Merry Christmas, Damn It, Frank Sinatra was a guest, and he did a little medley of Christmas tunes, including Silent Night. And he said the lyrics of the song, I'm not going to break your ears by singing it, but the lyrics of the song went Silent Night, Holy Night, it's okay, everything's bright, round that virgin chick, she had a kid, he grew up to be famous, you all know what he did. Hey, it's quiet in heaven, heavenly peace. Yeah. Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Did anything fun happen today? Well, no. But if The Expanse just dropped, that'll be fun for after the stream. All right, so So far, we've only had one person respond to which of the short treks I should do, and they basically said the one with the dot and tardigrade thing. So we're gonna watch that one. Give me just a minute to get it queued up on CBS so that I can watch it on my side. And go back. And Roxod said play dot. Yeah, it's called whatever the name of the tardigrade thing is, and dot. All right. Bird of Prey is asking, congratulations on all the British for defending their nation, assuming the exit polls are correct. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, because they voted on Brexit again today, didn't they? How many times are they going to freaking do a Brexit crap? I mean, didn't they already decide that like 6 years ago or something? Anyway, so Eddie Murphy, yes, Eddie Murphy was Gumby in that. Commander Soda says, what's your favorite Christmas song? Mine is Carol of the Bells by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Rock on. I actually like Carol of the Bells by Mannheim Steamroller. I love that version of it. Oh my God, Ed Kowalski did a video, said Captain Kirk returns. Oh, geez. That's I don't know about that. Tuba wants, why are trolls always referring to me as a hobbit? That's a joke that started a very, very long time ago. And basically, one time, Mrs. Anti-Trekker was on the live stream with me, and someone made a joke that I was actually a hobbit, and then she, just for fun, played along with it. And then ever since then, everybody's been insisting I'm a hobbit. That's really all it is. All right, so I'm going to get a little Crown Royal prepped up here in case I need it. If I can get the stupid thing open, man. And man, oh man. Well, maybe I won't. I can't get the stupid thing open. I have to hope for the best. All right, so let me mute the audio and start the stupid thing here, and we'll see if this is any good. So this is that dot and whatever thing. All right. Ephraim and Dot, I guess. Little cartoony thing. Oh, so they took my gun control thing. I see. Sounds like someone doing a really bad Picard imitation. Oh, Salt Monster. There we go. Okay, so now we got a tardigrade floating through the mycelial network. Searching for a place to lay her most precious cargo. Gee, shocked that would be eggs. What other thing would she have laid? Okay, so she's trying to bury her eggs on a rock in space. And there's the Enterprise. Okay. I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it for just a minute here. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in the history of Trek. And that's saying something considering how dumb some of this stuff has been. And here's the thing. This is the level that these people go to as far as not understanding Trek. All right. So I get it. This is like a cutesy whatever thing, you know, you got the tardigrade burying the egg, and then the Enterprise drops out of warp, and but what happens? The Enterprise hits the rock that the tardigrade is trying to bury the egg on. Now, look, I understand that not everybody is an expert on Treknology, right? However, the people that make the show damn well should know how the Enterprise works. Now, let me point something out to you. See this big orange area in the front, right? Now, commonly, this is a common misconception. People think that that is the deflector dish. That's actually not true on the original Constitution. On the original Constitution, that is the sensor array. However, if you look carefully around the sensor array, there are these four little things that stick out of the secondary hull, one on the top, bottom, left, and right. Those are the navigational deflectors. Now, what do? They push rocks out of the way so the ship doesn't hit them. What just happened is impossible. Unless the ship, granted, maybe the ship is at red alert and everything's falling apart and nothing works. But I somehow doubt that's the case here. So I just wanted to point that out. Let me continue this. So now the tardigrade is trying to get into the Enterprise, I guess. Okay, so they have really cheap CG animation versions of Kirk and Khan and McCoy and dialogue from the Space Seed episode. So they're like basically trying to... I guess that's why Ketwalski was all excited that Kirk is back, because they just recycled some of his old dialogue. So the little droid from Star Wars zaps the tardigrade, and now the tardigrade's going into the ship. Little droid and tardigrade are running through the hallways. Oh, what a fun, rip-roaring, crazy, zany time. And they run into all the uniforms and some torpedoes, and this makes no sense, but okay. I guess the corridors of the Enterprise are full of uniforms. So the tardigrade is running Bugs Bunny style down the corridors, being chased by the droid, gets sucked into some kind of pipe, bouncing around Looney Tunes style, comes out of the pipe, and is apparently in the engine core. Although I'll give them credit, at least it looks like the engine core from the original series, even though the exterior of the ship looked like the Discovery Enterprise, but whatever. So the tardigrade, thinking that the engine core seems to be a nice place to hang out, I guess. And I gotta admit, I kind of dig the fact that the music is based on the original series music. That's cool. So the tardigrade's taking a dump of rainbow gay pride eggs for whatever reason, and now the droid is trying to drag the tardigrade out and literally throw the tardigrade. So these droids on the Enterprise are designed to, if there's someone who's not supposed to be on the ship, now there's tribbles? Where the hell did the tribbles come from? But the droids are designed to throw people out the airlock if they don't belong. They're murder bots. Oh, and look, now we're in the naked time. Why the hell not? So Sulu's got his sword out. And this is making zero sense. Is all this stuff supposed to be happening at once? And now the droid's saying, live long and prosper, and the Enterprise warps away. So tardigrade is now warping after the Enterprise, because tardigrades can do that. Oh, and look, there's Apollo's hand. Why the hell not? And so then they warp again. And, oh, look, the Doomsday Machine. Why the hell not? All right. So I guess this is supposed to say that, now the Tholian Web, that the tardigrade's been following the Enterprise throughout its entire 5-year mission. Is that what they're trying to say? Oh, look, there's Abe Lincoln looking pissed for some reason. Abe Lincoln was not pissed in that episode, but whatever. Oh, and there's Khan, Wrath of Khan. Now we've got the... Now, I'll give them some credit here. They actually did the proper refit Enterprise, even though they didn't do the proper original Enterprise. That makes no sense. The eggs are still in the engine core. That makes no... Okay, I take back when I said the thing before about the deflectors was the dumbest thing. This is the dumbest thing. Because... And now, of course, we're in Star Trek 3, so the bird of prey shoots the Enterprise. And the droid's still there now putting out fires. This is like just mania. All right, so now trying to save the eggs, but the droid once again is trying to murder the tardigrade because the droids are murder bots in Star Trek. And now they're fighting and... and they're playing music from Kirk fighting Spock, because why the hell not? And so then the tardigrade gets zapped by the murder droid, and he's trying to eject the tardigrade gets ejected out the airlock again. And so everything. Wait a minute. Oh, that's funny. The red alert sound they're playing is actually the red alert sound from Star Trek the Animated Series. Check me on that. I guarantee it's true. Oh, and now they got the self-destruct going, so the Enterprise is blowing up, and the murder droid is stuck on the Enterprise while the tardigrade is outside. Tardigrade's trying to get back to her eggs, and the Enterprise, of course, is going to blow up. And it blows up. Wow. So now the tardigrade's floating in the rubble of some of the parts of the Enterprise that were still floating around the Genesis planet, apparently. And there goes the Enterprise crashing into the Genesis planet. So we've just watched the entire run of the original series and then Star Trek 2 and 3. They skipped the motion picture for some reason. And now there's a shattered egg floating by, and the tardigrade is depressed. And there's a murder droid with no arm, missing an arm for reasons. And so tardigrade's going to murder the murder droid, but the murder droid has actually keeping the baby tardigrades inside it. Aw, isn't that sweet? This is, and the narrator's saying, at last, the tardigrade has peace. And it will go boldly where no one has gone before. And then we... Oh, look, next time on Short Treks, Mean Girls. Because that's what we need in our Star Trek, is cliquey girls in middle school. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad it's short. I'll give him that much. It's a short Trek, so I do like that. Because it's really, really bad. Alright, so let's talk about this. Oh, what I was saying was the dumbest thing ever, even dumber than the deflector dish. So this tardigrade thing lays her eggs in the engine core, and they sit there apparently throughout the entire time of the 5-year mission, plus whatever the Enterprise did in between the 5-year mission and the refit, plus after they refit the Enterprise, and keep in mind, they completely replaced the warp core during the refit, the eggs are still there. Which means that somebody had to like pick up the eggs, put in the new warp core, and then put the eggs in the new warp core, which for whatever reason in this version looks just like the old warp core. Am I getting that right? Is that really a thing? Because that's not making any sense. All right, so let's talk about this stupid thing. All right. Roxall says we aren't trolls. You are a hobbit. Yeah, you're a troll. Commander Sutter says that's hobbit strength for you. Daniel says Daniel, we're not talking about the Crisis on Infinite Earths. I love you, man, but that's not the subject today. Berta Praise says you just need to assume this Short Trek isn't canon. What difference does it make? It's no. How does assuming it's not canon make it better? I genuinely don't understand what you're saying there, Bird. If you could please elaborate on that, I would really appreciate it. Because for me, whether it's canon or not doesn't make it any more plausible. So much for the deflector dish. Yeah, deflectors do nothing, apparently. Even Laura was pissed at this one, saying it's an insult to Trek. It is! Tardigrade made contact with the Enterprise. That sounds interesting. These short animated Treks, canon. Kowalski asked the same question. I don't know if it's considered canon or not as far as the animated ones. I believe the live action ones, I believe, are canon, but these I don't know. That's the emitter dish, right? It shoots phasers, right? Oh, man. Space Matang, anti-trigger. The Enterprise needs love, too. Berta Prey says member bait trees. I assume you mean member berries. Ketwalski is the one supporting these kinds of things. Well, I'm not going off on Ketwalski about this because I haven't seen his reaction to this. Although if Ketwalski is like, yeah, Kirk is back. No, Kirk isn't back. They just recycled some dialogue from Space Seed. Don't you remember when the droid was crawling through the ship during Space Seed? I certainly forgot about that. I think somebody needs to go and re-add it. Valor says the droid has E.T.'s face. Well, the droid looks pretty much the way the droid looked in Season 2 of Discovery, doesn't it? I think it does. Producers of this crap should be fired, yes. Who weeps for the Doomsday's trouble with naked Space Seed time? Yes, that is exactly right. That's what this episode should be called. Yeager says, saw the yesterday's Enterprise video. Well done. Still makes Starfleet a military again. Oh, well, it is a military by Deep Space Nine, but thank you, Yeager. That video goes live for the general public tomorrow, I believe. It's like they're on crack and meth at the same time. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it doesn't... It's like they were trying to cram every possible nostalgia moment from the Kirk era of Trek into a 7-minute video that made no sense. I mean, some of the stuff was cool to see, I'll admit. Although the Doomsday Machine looked really stupid, but some of the stuff did look cool, like seeing Apollo's hand. I thought they did a good job with Apollo's hand. Abe Lincoln looked really stupid. The Tribbles just like, but the problem is there's no. It doesn't make a lot of sense as far as so the tardigrade was following the Enterprise around the entire time that Kirk was captain of the Enterprise, and nobody noticed. Even though the tardigrades do, I mean, they do show up on sensors, don't they? So what? It's over! Yay! Back to fun stuff. So yeah. Mark Andy says these are not the murder droids you're looking for. Yeah, that's another thing. So apparently the maintenance bots or droids or whatever the hell they are on Star Trek now are designed, assuming, especially if this is canon, it's official. They are designed to be murder bots. They are actually designed to kill people. Think about that for a minute. They actually design these things to kill people because this bot, which is, it just sees an intruder on the ship with no orders, no explanation, just tries to shove this thing out the airlock. So, yeah, murder bots. Star Trek murder bots. Sounds like a fun short trek. The tardigrade was following the Enterprise through the time. This is interesting. I hope it's canon. Well, Daniel, you have a very different perspective than me. Because I don't see how this is. To me, it is quite disrespectful to because. For one thing, they don't understand basic functionality of the ship. They add these droids to Trek that never existed. And apparently Kirk was so dumb as to have a tardigrade following him around for 5 years on his first mission, plus, however much time he was on the Enterprise during Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock, and never noticed. Bird of Prey saying, it's just a trip down memory lane. I could see that but why add here's the thing. That would be, this would have made this better. Just take the tardigrade and the droid out. Don't have that. Instead, call it the life and times of the Enterprise. And you start out with the Enterprise going to Talos 4, and you do just what they did there. You like 5-10 seconds of animation of Talos 4, and then a bunch of the original series missions. And then, yes, do not ignore Star Trek the Motion Picture, and then, of course, end it with the death of the Enterprise in Star Trek 3. I would be totally good with that. Just call it the life and times of the Enterprise, and that's it. But the putting the tardigrade in there makes no sense. And having the killbots on the Enterprise, Larry says Expanse and Mandalorian tomorrow. Yeah, but people are saying the Expanse is already out. I have not checked. Let me see. Prime. I never go to Amazon Prime on my computer, so let me see. Amazon Prime. Yes, I know what it is. Okay, Prime Video. And let's go to Expanse. Expanse Season 1, Season 3, Season 4. Yes, yes, yes. It looks like Expanse Season 4 is indeed out. So yeah, that I would love to do that, but yeah, that's I'm gonna watch that with Mrs. Anti-Checker. But just so you see, here it is. Previously, Season 4, Episode 1, New Terra.
We have arrived at the dawn of a new era. We will face the unknown.
Very, very cool. Oh man, Christian, opening up with Christian. She is the most badass, mean bitch in the universe. You don't want to mess with that woman. Whoever did this should not only be fired but banished from the industry for life. I agree, Valor. That's so bad. If I can believe in a God and angels in the Bible, I can believe in the spore drive. Okay. This episode took place in the Nexus. That could explain it. Did the Enterprise blow up and she still got her eggs? Yes, because the murder bot that was trying to murder her the entire time saved her eggs. Murder bots, the only way to control space aids. Yeah, apparently. Darth Reeves, this all sounds so insane that I think I'm just go mad and chew on the carpet for a while. Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. And yes, Expanse is indeed out. I'm very excited about that. If people believe in God and angels and demons and heaven and hell and the big band, and people can't believe in Spore Drive, how ironic. Well, Daniel, here's the thing. I don't understand your point there. First of all, you do know that Star Trek, unlike, you know, for the difference between believing in God and angels and demons and heaven and hell and all that, is that's theological stuff, right? That's like talking about, you know, the ultimate questions in life. Where did the universe come from? Where did life come from? Stuff like that, right? And some people think that there's something greater than us. Other people think that there is nothing out there. Whatever. That's a matter. You know, that's not for this channel to decide. We talk about that on the Rational Roundtable channel on Sunday mornings. But the Spore Drive has nothing to do with any of that. The Spore Drive is a part of a fictitious universe. And look, I don't have a problem with them with the Spore Drive as a concept. Where I have a problem with the Spore Drive is that it predates the original series, and that breaks canon. Mage, Grey Wolf, when I see these robots, I just think they forgot they were making Star Trek and started Star Wars. Yeah, I swear that looked like an episode of Star Wars, like a Star Wars cartoon. They tied it in as to tie it into STD. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. The thing is, if they really want to do some kind of tie-in from the original series to STD, then that's not going to do it. Just having a tardigrade hanging around the Enterprise that's never ever seen doesn't make sense. And Magillon, however you say that, says, "Hey, Checker, haha, I agree with you on Christian. Yes, Christian is a badass, I tell you. She is someone that I would never mess with. Never, ever, ever." And yeah, and Valor's saying, I'm gonna watch Star Trek with my girlfriend and try to forget about this. Yeah, this is a mess. Why the flip are these droids in Trek? They were never that prevalent and never in TOS and only in TNG as prototypes. That's the thing, Darth Maul and Daniel. See, that's part of what where I think I understand. Like, you just think, hey, it's cool. So what's wrong with these people? Why are they upset when these droids are cool? Look, the concept of the repair bots, yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. But not as part of the original series. Why? Because the original series already has established that people like Scotty have to pull out a wrench and actually fix things when they break. If Scotty had an army of robots that did the work for him, why the heck on the original series was Scotty running around fixing things? You see what I'm saying? It genuinely does not add up. It doesn't make sense. Mr. Wolverine says, "Howdy, Mr. Friend Buddy. Would you consider making a video tutorial about DaVinci Resolve? I just got it and would like to know more." Well, I suck at it, Mr. Wolverine. I'll be honest with you. But, yeah, I could consider it. There's a lot of them on YouTube already, though, honestly. Daniel says, "I'm at Best Buy right now. Lots of great deals here. Wish you were here. I could buy you some cool DVDs. I'm going to buy Star Trek Discovery Season 1 and 2 and mail them to you." right, Daniel, now I know you're messing with me, my friend. Oh, man, you're crazy. I love you guys. I truly do. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. So for those of you that are Patreon or antitracker.com subscribers, you may have already gotten the notification, but video for tomorrow morning is coming out. It has to do with the I'm losing track of my brain because that hurt my brain so bad to watch. With the yesterday's Enterprise, it's a breakdown. It's a complete breakdown of the battle, or the two battles actually that take place during yesterday's Enterprise. So that comes out tomorrow. Mr. Miles is dangerously close to getting that Borg video done. If he finishes it tomorrow, I will make that available for Patreons and subscribers tomorrow, and it'll go public on Monday. So I'm hoping that that's the case, but I don't know where he's at with it, and since he's not here right now, I can't ask him and bug him about it. And let's see. Darth Maul, the bad robot with their droids are actually against jobs for humanoids. Bad robot is Skynet. And Valor says, is it me, or does it look like the stolen version from the indie developers game? You know, that's the thing, is that, and this is something that I'm really kind of surprised about this particular episode, is that they, in their whole like settlement letter that they sent to I can't remember his name now, but the Egyptian guy that made the tardigrades game. In their settlement offer, CBS offered to discontinue using the tardigrades, and yet there they are. So that's kind of messed up. Scientific Lens says, Gary said you haven't contacted him since your Friday Night Tights appearance. He seemed insulted. He also made fun of you for liking the Ask Not episode of Short Trek. I saw that, Scientific Lens. Thanks to Bird of Prey actually sent me the clip of that. So I sent Gary a message this morning saying, oops, sorry I haven't reached out to you, but yeah, you want to talk about Ask Not? Well, I'll fight you about it. So I'm more than happy to argue with Gary about that. I know there are others, but I like how you explain things better. Well, thanks, Mr. Wolverine. I'll tell you what, I will try to put a little something together, like some basic stuff, and I'll just throw it out there probably this weekend for you. And I'll just do a quick building a video from start to end. And that way you can see if, and in fact, here's what I'll do. I'll basically record me creating a video. See, well, oh yeah, my lack of a neck. See, the reason I put my official anti-trekker swag on was because this shirt is, yeah, it was green screen. Even though it's actually not green, it's yellow. I don't know why the chroma key for XSplit is picking it up so well, but yeah. So sorry about that, Bird. Dara says, your t-shirt is working as a greaser, makes you look slightly decapitated. Yes. So, you know, that'd be actually kind of cool if I like do this, pull the shirt up. Now I can be like Mr. Miles, right? But anyway, but yeah, I would love to argue with Gary about Ask Not, because I know I got a lot of flack from some people about liking that one, but here's the difference between like Ask Not and this, right? Ask Not doesn't double down on crap and as far as breaking canon. You know, yeah, they still have the uniforms that they had in the show, which I'm not a big fan of, but they were already established, right? But this, I mean, them adding murder bots to Captain Kirk's Enterprise, I want to punch somebody for that. And I still don't understand, Bird, why you think that if you pretend this isn't canon that it makes it better. I just don't. Because of, you know, the thing about Discovery and the producers, the Kurtzman era Trek, I don't think they know what canon means. I don't think they understand continuity. They don't understand the concept of continuity. Because think about this. They actually, you know, for the last couple of minutes of this short trek, forgetting about the tardigrade and the murderbot fight, when they did the Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 3, That was cool because you know what they did? They used the actual ships from Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 3. Wow, what a concept. They actually used accurate ships and they looked nice. And so why the heck would they not do that for the whole thing? It doesn't make sense. And so why did they have to redesign the Enterprise? And don't give me some crap about some legal 25% requirement, because that's a load of crap. Does Gary have room to talk, seeing he is trying to, let's see. Does Gary have room to talk, seeing as he kept trying to see SJW agenda in The Mandalorian? I don't know. I'll hit him on it. I would love to talk to Gary about that. The problem is that most of the time, when I've been on Friday Night Tights a couple of times, and I know it's a panel show, so there's 6 of us, so it's not like we have a lot of time to go one-on-one on stuff. I remember them saying that it's the new animated series with the crew that follows up after First Contact. Can't think of the name. It was canon. This doesn't look like it could be. No. So this Gary has room to talk. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not talking about you, Rock Solid, of course. While I have a big problem with you just because you don't like the original series, while the original series is clearly the best of Trek, this other Gary, there's a lot of Garys around here, but this other Gary, Nerdrotic, yeah, he and I, maybe we need to like get in a ring and go a couple of rounds, although he's younger than me and he'd probably kill me. Hey, Trigger, don't know if you've seen my previous comment, but I do want to know, what is your opinion on tie-in comic book to Picard? Have I read it? No, I haven't read the Picard comic book yet. However, if they're doing it like they did the countdown for Star Trek 2009, it is official canon. But I have not read it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. Let's see. Chief says, we was in Midnight's Edge stream. We talked about James Bond. Oh, sure. You talk about James Bond when I'm not there. I see how it is. And Dr. Alex popping in before I drift off to sleep. Well, good to see you, Doctor. Boy, you would have loved watching the murder bots in Star Trek. Let's see. Bird says, I explained my review video, but basically if you can ignore canon and take it as a fun adventure through Trek history, it isn't as terrible as it first seems. Okay. And Kurogan Shill, I love that, says, you just noticed Anti-Trekker is missing a neck. Yeah. So keep that tucked down so that keep the missing neck. Darth Maul says, this animated show looks like it's aimed at toddlers and elementary kids. Yeah, it really does. It's I mean, yeah. I realize you're of the crack being turd and all, but stay off the crack. Okay. Not sure what you mean. Let's see. And Daniel says, do you think, to Bird of Prey, do you think this cool animated Trek is canon? No, he does not. He just thinks that it is better if you don't think it's canon. Were they like fembots? No. Murder bots are right here. This is one of them right here, Dr. Alex. So apparently this is on board the USS Enterprise under Captain Kirk, the original Enterprise. It's full of murder bots. And the bots, if they find an intruder, will shove you out the nearest airlock. Do you think this animated episode might open up the possibility of an episode where they use the likeness of Shatner, Nimoy? Well, they used Shatner in this one. I'm surprised they didn't use Nimoy. I really am. Valor says, yeah, Friday Night Tights, Jeremy tends to hog the show and bring everything to a halt. Would be hard to get a word in edgewise before he gets it. Yeah, I like teasing Jeremy a little, though. I'm saying you're on crack with your wrong opinions. Don't do drugs. No, I'm saying rock solid. I'll pray for you, man. I'll pray for you. Even CBS couldn't claim this was canon. I don't know. You're jocking CBS. Don't worry about Rock Solid. He and I are, we like to make fun of it. Rock Solid has this delusionary thought that Star Trek, the original series, sucks. And Rock Solid doesn't understand what good entertainment is all. And Darth Maul says, there cannot be canon in the new Trek stuff. All the people we know are gone. It's like when Obama reduced the role of NASA and all the talent left and went to SpaceX or the Orville. Yeah. Blade Runner says, I don't think any cartoon Trek is canon, not even the originally animated series. Too fantastical, too animated, aimed at children. I actually tend to agree with you. I know Gene Roddenberry was actually against the original animated series being canon. And I don't have a problem with that. Mr. Miles in the house. Invisible face my turf. Hey, we were just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. Your invisible ears. Daniel says, do you think Gates McFaggot? I assume he's McFadden will return as Crusher. I hope not. She was a horrible doctor and character. McCoy was way better doctor and character and human being. Well, I do think that Dr. Crusher was probably one of the worst doctors in all of Trek. Pulaski was much better. Did Shatner also provide his voice? No, they used old Shatner dialogue. What they did was what you see behind me is this is Captain Kirk's Enterprise, but what they did was it takes place during the original series, and they played dialogue from the original series. That way they didn't have to get Shatner to record anything. Dr. Alex says, don't remember those in TOS. Yeah, exactly. Have a good one, Dr. Alex. Darth Sweetie says, so Star Trek is now being crossbred with Ren and Stimpy. Just put my straitjacket back on. Yeah, exactly. It's a target-rich environment. No, he's a jerk. Steve Shives loves Star Trek Discovery. He's cool. All right, Daniels, come on now. Whatever you're on, I want a prescription for it. It would be easier to have Gary. Would it be easier to have Gary on your show? I would have Gary on if he wanted to, but honestly, here's the thing. I do a live stream, and like tonight, we only got about 50. I think it's because there's a lot of stuff going on tonight, but generally I have between 50 and 100 people. Gary will typically have, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, so, and he racks in the super chat, so it wouldn't make much sense to do it on my channel. With all the time I spend on your streams, I agree with you. I don't know good entertainment clearly. Yes, that much is absolutely clear. Let's see. If Shatner doesn't, if CBS doesn't give Shatner at least a shot at Kirk, I'm going to. Shatner doesn't want to. I don't think Shatner wants anything to do with modern Trek. Just being honest. Roxas says, remember people, smash the like button, share via socials, donate if you can, don't abuse the emoji, make sure you're subscribed, yes, absolutely, click the notification bell, set chat to live, and MCU Aunt May naked now. Yeah, Alexander's not here tonight, kind of weird. Valor says, it's Gates McFadden, Bird of Prey 5, she was one of my first crushes when I was younger. Really? You like, no, well, I mean, I guess if I'm a lot older than you, obviously. Shatner would charge more than they'd pay to be Kirk again. That's probably true. Yeager said, thought about joining Exozone on Friday. Well, actually, I think Exozone isn't Friday. That's isn't that Thursday? I don't know. I would, honestly, Yeager, I would be on anytime Nerdrotic wanted me if I was available, because it's a lot of fun hanging out with him and this crew, and it's always a good boost for this channel. It gets my face out there, and, people come subscribe. Bird says, I thought early season Beverly was hotter than Troy. Well, Bird, you're kind of crazy. He probably doesn't, but the man is still alive and has enormous vitality, so in my opinion, it should be offered. I understand that, but I just soon not have his name soiled with it. Brian says, hey, Antrigger, did Roddenberry hate the animated series because he didn't add words to the theme song? That Wow. Yeah, that theme song, I hated the theme song to the animated series because it was oh man, it was just horrible. It sounded like a parody of Star Trek. But I'm a jerk after that plug. Well, I know you're a jerk, Rock Solid, but you're one of us. So I gotta love you even though you're a jerk. Yeager says, one good thing come out of all is that we love, let's see, one good thing to come out of what we love dying is we've all come together. That's true. That's actually, I said this a while back about how I'm truly thankful for The Last Jedi because it's helped galvanize the nerd community. Star Trek and Star Wars fans, people, Dr. Whovians, all that are obviously out there becoming friends, banding together because all of our franchises are under attack right now. And Roxanne says, please don't have your face out there. Wow, what a jerk. A friend of mine approached Shatner and asked for his autograph. He said, got $100 on you, kid. He charged $100 an autograph. Would you do it, Anti-Trigger? Well, first of all, let me think, and I'm being absolutely serious about this. I know a lot of people consider celebrities jerks when they say stuff like that. But you know what? William Shatner is just a guy like you or me or anybody else, right? Now imagine for him trying to have dinner with his wife or, just going for a walk or doing anything. He can't do anything without people walking up to him and asking him for his autograph or just pestering him. And I'm sorry, but I don't have a problem with him saying, "Hey, you know what? I charge for autographs $100." And that way, you know why? Because once people know that he does that, they stop bugging him about it. Now, I paid to get his autograph at Comic-Con. I have it, and I'm proud to have it. And he was a perfectly nice guy. But I understand why he charges for his autograph. I came to your channel when Gary's shown a clip from your review of the Discovery finale and you were hitting something. I was hitting this. Being so annoyed I laughed so hard that I had to agree with you. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Gary actually asked me for permission to use that. I was like, are you kidding? You're giving me free advertising. Valor says, yeah, what's wrong with McFadden? Nothing's wrong with her, just not my type. One of us. Brian says, hey, Edger, is Joshua working hard to get the Genesis PlayStation? Actually, Rock Solid sent him a Sega Genesis, and he's been playing it pretty much nonstop ever since. This episode reminds me of the new Teen Titans. The old Teen Titans was in the vein of Batman animated series, while the new is like the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. Last Jedi, I had grand mal seizures that were less painful than The Last Jedi. Wow. William Shatner is a legend, just like Sean Connery. I agree. Depends on the context, so at least at a convention, $100 for an autograph is pretty outrageous. It depends. For Shatner, I'm trying to remember. I think it was like when I got my autograph with him, and he was like 50. Shatner should have just said "Get a life." That would be classic. I would love it if I actually, if I could catch on film me asking Shatner for an autograph and him saying "Get a life," and I would save that forever. The animated series is so 70s. Yes. That theme is and it's got the bongo drums playing and everything. Yeah, it's really bad. But I love the animated series. It's got some really good episodes to it. It's got some really stupid ones. But the problem is that as good as I think some of it is, you can't have the animated series be canon because there's too many things that don't make any sense, like their life support belts. The life support belts were a really cool idea. They did it to save money on animation because, of course, it costs money to draw different versions of the character. So with life support belts, all they'd have to do is keep the same drawings of the character but draw a glow around them. And there they say, yeah, they have their life support belts. So that's why they don't have to put on spacesuits. So it was a cost-saving measure. But then, of course, why didn't they have life support belts at any other time in Trek? And they also had personal force fields, too. Ryla says, I just learned never to talk about crushes with one's girlfriend in the back of the head slap distance. Well, Valor's girlfriend, if you can hear me, don't be too hard on him. I mean, first of all, he was young and dumb when he had a thing for Gates McFadden, and you are the only one that he has eyes for now. So it's okay. Roxod says, actually, it's the Nintendo PlayStation. I've seen it. I've played it. I've even liked it. Oh, the Nintendo PlayStation. I've heard of the Nintendo PlayStation that got scrapped, and that's why Sony made the PlayStation because of Nintendo's betrayal of Sony. At least that's the story I know. I could be wrong, but that's what I understood. And the shot is getting a divorce from wife number 4. I hadn't heard that, but you know what? Marriages in Hollywood, boy, they're tough. Fred says, what's the word on the street about Sherry Redstone and her supposed hatred about what Star Trek has become, particularly under Abrams? I haven't heard anything direct, so I don't know. But I truly hope that with the Viacom merger that we start to see some change. I honestly will be surprised if Discovery gets a 4th season unless it's completely retooled because the change in upper management. And I think that, honestly, part of the problem is that we know that Discovery is not making a ton of money. We know CBS All Access is not making a ton of money. So, and CBS has just been trying to pretend that they have been. And So I hoping that Viacom is a more reasonable company than CBS has been, and they're saying, if it's not profitable, maybe we ought not make it. I know, crazy ideas, absolutely crazy, but it can happen. And that's what I truly hope for. I want the just some level heads at the corporate level. I mean, that's all I want. Brian says, one thing I loved about the animated TOS series was freedom to show exotic alien ships environments without spending CGI bucks. Yeah, that's cool. And they came up with some interesting ideas. They absolutely did. But then they also did some things like that you can't really reconcile with the canon of Trek. And that's why I think it's easier to just say it's not canon, as cool as it is. Roxo says, basically, yes, Terry DeBolt now owns a Nintendo PlayStation. Sony loves it. Nintendo denies its existence. And I can't pronounce your name. It's Mal Aganoni. You have a good time, man, Trigger, and the rest of you guys going to sleep. It's 3 a.m. here. All right, well, you take care of yourself and have a wonderful morning. And I'm actually going to wrap it up as well because that short trek just made my brain hurt. But I am going to be excited that when Mrs. Anti-Tracker gets home, we can watch the first episode of The Expanse tonight. And so just wish she was already home. All right, guys. So with that, have a good one. And I am just, I'm stoked about The Expanse because that short trek just, my brain is rotting now. It's just rotting. And of course, the credits don't work. Why? Because that would make too much sense. And everybody go stream over at Rock Solid. Get your stream started right now, Rock Solid. That way they can come over to you right now. Hurry up, buddy. You better get it started right now. Started. 5 minutes? Trying to help you out. Jerk.
You son of a bitch, Anti-Tracker! You son of a bitch, Anti-Tracker!